that shit just started happening, bro. I don't know if you heard that bitch talk.
I did, yeah.
The listeners probably have no idea what we're talking about, but yeah, that bitch just started doing that after an update. Anyway, Gunline. We got a fire mission coming down. I'm your host, Lopez, and you're listening to the On the Gunline podcast, where we shoot the shit like we did in the past. So go on and pop a squat because it's about to get hot right now. You're on the Gunline now. Joining me today here is this cat that I knew back in 2005 through 2007. We were stationed at Fort Hood together. We weren't around in the same clique per se, but we knew of each other. I think you were in second platoon.
I was, yeah.
All right, you were second platoon, and yeah, dude. Through the years, I ended up getting out. He ended up moving on to different places. We're gonna definitely catch up with him right now. But yeah, dude. Thank you for coming here to shoot the shit with us here on the Gun Line, and go on and tell people about yourself. Who are you? And well, I'll give you your name. We got Stout. We used to call him Little Stout because there was Big Stout, which was the E5 at the time. So with us here, we got Brandon Stout. Man, thank you for coming. What's going on, brother?
I appreciate it. I'm hanging out. So funny story is that when I left Texas with you and went to Alaska, the Big Stout came up there too. So yeah, so he was in Charlie Battery, I was in Bravo Battery, but yeah, we went to Alaska together too.
Is he still in? Do you know? Or
he is. We actually made E7 on the same day.
No shit.
That's awesome. Yeah. So he texted me and he's like, "Hey, because our names are back to back, and it was 13B, and I was like, "What?" Yeah, we made awesome. E7 the same day. Yeah.
And congrats too. So how long you been a 7 now?
I got promoted to 7 in 2016. 17? 16.
Oh, you fast tracking little bastards, man.
Yeah.
I had to get out, unfortunately, in 2015. I possibly would have probably made a list, but I don't know. The way the Army was going, I'd be a toxic leader. So yeah, we'll definitely get to that. So let's get a little bit about yourself, man. Where are you from originally?
I'm from Syracuse, New York. And yep.
So it's there. I've heard.
Pretty much just Syracuse. It's like dead center in New York. So like, it's not New York City. It's not too high up. It's literally dead center in New York.
Right on. And you have any military background in your family? How'd you end up joining the Army?
Yeah, so my brother was actually in the Navy, and he joined a couple years prior to I did, but he was one of them nerd guys, so he's a nuclear engineer.
Nice.
So he joined 3 years prior to me joining, and then I went through basic training, and when we were in Iraq together in 2005,
yeah,
he was still in AIT, so it's like a 4-year AIT.
Oh
yeah.
Fuck. Mm-hmm. You're over there earning fucking combat stripes. He's still trying to earn a goddamn title of a goddamn job.
he was still in AIT when our first tour to Iraq.
That's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Damn. How many deployments you got in you already?
I got 5 now.
Holy fuck. How many?
Yeah, I just came home for my 5th in late 2019.
Afghanistan, obviously. Or did you go to
Iraq? I went to Iraq.
No shit. What the fuck are they doing?
Yeah. We were sending rounds. Yeah, we were stationed out there with MARSOC. So they'd go handle business and we'd send rounds. We got about 359 combat rounds out there.
So you got to actually shoot artillery.
This is my first deployment out of all 5. That was my first one that I shot artillery.
777?
777.
Nice. That was one.
Everything we did was charge 5 too. So
nice. God damn, dude, that's what's
we got a little memo saying, because you're only allowed to shoot 12 a day, I think, because of brain concussions.
Right.
But we were shooting, sometimes 50 a day, 60 a day, and then they recommend that you swap out with another crew. But we were out there in Iraq, northern Iraq, so and we had another platoon in Syria, and there's no swapping out. It was just us. So
hell yeah, dude. That's fucking awesome. Especially you get to fucking that's fucking awesome, dude.
Yeah. Excal's fucking just getting it. Like confirmed kills, everything. Yeah.
Dude, that's the best shit right there. That's the best feeling. Yeah. Your fucking job in country, killing motherfuckers, and then they have to fucking get a body count by getting legs. to fucking
Yeah,
verify.
and out of 5 of my deployments, is the only one that I shot artillery in.
God damn. Dude, that's fucking how'd you end up an artilleryman anyway?
So I went to go join the Army, and they were at the time, it's funny too, because at the time they were talking about infantry, there was no bonus and whatever. I wanted to be infantry. So let me back up.
Yeah.
Initially I wanted to be a Marine, right? I didn't weigh enough for the minimum to be a Marine. So you needed to be 110 pounds. I was only 106.
Are you serious, bro?
I'm dead serious. They wouldn't accept me. So I came out of the Marine recruiter, and the Army guy was standing out there smoking a cigarette. He's like, hey, what happened? I was like, I don't weigh enough. He's like, yeah. He's like, you weigh enough to be in the Army. So I came in there. This is the craziest thing too, because he's like, oh yeah, so hey, you can be this. They showed me the 13 Bravo video. They showed you like a paladin rolling through shit,
Oh yeah,
fucking trees and shit.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it many times.
Yeah. So he's like, and we'll give you $500. So this is the funniest thing too, is he told me, he's like, you won't be out on the front line. You won't be doing none of that shit. And I was like, they fucking lied to me, because fucking 6 months later, we were fucking rolling around fucking Baghdad.
Exactly.
So they lied to me, but I was thinking, fuck, $500, that's pretty good. But then they took, $212 in taxes. So in the end, I only ended up getting fucking $200, $250. But I was pumped about it. Yeah, that was my bonus.
What year did you join?
I joined in August of 2004. So it was very late August 2004.
Dude, so you must have been in the cycle before me. Cause what battery were you in? Do you remember any basic and no set?
Shit, I don't know. 122. I don't know who 122.
Okay. So yeah, because I was in Delta 122. And
yeah. No, I was in Alpha. I think I was in Alpha 122.
Okay. Because all I know is they fucked you on your bonus, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I got 14K.
Yeah, you did. So then I was running into people who were getting 50 grand to be a 13 Bravo.
Wow.
Yeah. Like I was like,
yeah, they gave me 14K. I didn't give a fuck about the bonus. I was like you. I just want to get something where I got to blow shit up. And they showed me the video. I wanted to be a tanker. And they show the paladin. I'm thinking it's a fucking tank, bro.
Yeah. Didn't know the difference.
Nope. I wish I would have watched the whole fucking video, because later on in my career, I ended up in a 119er. And
yeah,
I love that bitch. So
yeah, I love the 119er too. I was 10th Mountain for 6 years. Yeah.
Oh, when were you in 10th Mountain?
I was there from 2010, almost 2016.
What unit were you in?
I was in 425 back when 3rd Brigade was a thing, and then I switched over to 1st Brigade. I was in 36.
Nice. So one of my old soldiers, Schnabel, he ended up going up.
Yep, I know Schnabel. I do.
He was my gunner, man.
Yeah, he's chief now, or he was a chief when I left.
Gunny.
Yeah. No, he's probably gunning now. Yeah.
That motherfucker made 7, bro. I'm proud of seeing that little dude. Dude, that motherfucker.
He's a good dude.
Oh yeah, man. Real dude. I used to make fun of him at times, because when he would talk or get drunk, because we used to drink back, drink together as a section. Nowadays, I hear you can't even do that anymore. But that motherfucker had some Maker's Mark that he brought over, and I brought the Uper out of his ass, because he's from the Upper Peninsula, Michigan, bro.
UP.
Yeah, bro. He started talking that UP shit, dude. Awesome. He was a great dude. Still a great dude. I love that guy, man.
Yeah, I know Schnabel.
Oh, fucking Schnabel. Ain't that crazy?
Artillery is such a small fucking world.
It is.
Do you not remember you? I remember you with your LA hat. That's how I remember you. Yeah.
Or the infamous I was pushed into fire incident at Carter's house. I don't know if you were there for that.
Oh, no. I remember Carter's house. Hey, do you remember? I don't know if you were there that night when he had all them guns out there. His brother was there. His brother was the captain. He had all them guns out there, and I'd never fired a shotgun before. And they had that little 10-inch barrel shotgun.
Oh, shit.
And he was like, I was like, can I shoot it like this? And he's like, yeah. So I was trying to one-hand it, and it came up, hit me in the nose, busted my shit.
Well, it's good to know I'm not the only one that had a fucking incident there.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Great times out there. Great fucking time. So we were in 277 together. Who did you fall under? Who was your chief?
I was Sergeant Martinez, Smoke Watley. Remember?
Watley was
that big ass Smoke Watley. Yeah.
Martinez.
Puerto He's Rican a little E5 Puerto Rican guy.
right?
He's a good chief. He was a good chief.
All right, right
And
on.
so it was him, Sergeant Griffin. Remember Sergeant Griffin?
Fuck yeah, I remember Griff.
Mm-hmm.
Hard to forget him.
And you remember Taylor?
That was my chief.
So I actually ran it. Taylor was my master gunner in 3-6.
Okay. Right on. I saw him get hit with a fucking he was there. There's a video that was circulating about the number.
No.
Hmm?
Are you talking about the shell that hit that first sergeant in the face?
Yeah.
See, that was first sergeant Oliver. It wasn't him, but it was same unit. But, yeah, it was first sergeant Oliver.
Yeah, but he was sitting on I guess on the ammo humper.
Yeah, he was like the E5 over there, or E6 or whatever.
Right on. Good shit, bro. Fucking good deal. So from there, we ended up doing our deployment. Shit, because you were main effort too. You didn't go shoot guns, did you?
Nope. I was there with you at Union 3.
Fucked up, fucking boring ass. Nah.
Yep.
Only good thing about that was I got to see Saddam Hussein.
Mm-hmm. You remember when they were? Do you remember there was a soldier named Weiss? Do you remember him? He had a big old head.
Yep.
So you remember when we had to do that Saddam guard, and they had to lay like 2 people on every floor?
Yep. We
were on the roof, and he was pointing a red dot laser at those special forces guys that were bringing him in. They came up there. They were so goddamn fucking mad.
Dude.
They're like, Weiss was a fucking dumb fuck. He's a good kid, but he was dumb. Like,
fucking I think I got him on Facebook because I know that we had he was one of the guys that I did combatives with out in the field back when we used to do combatives in the field on the last days. And I got a picture of me fucking choking him out. But I mean that he ended up fucking making me tap. But at least I got a picture of me choking him out at the time.
Yeah, the picture's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah.
So you ended up we did that time there in fucking in Hood. You went to Alaska. How long were you in Alaska for?
I got to Alaska in 2007. We deployed in 2008. So I was in Bakaba, Iraq in 2008, 2009. We came home. So Alaska is like a 3-year stop, right? And from the day you get there, you got pretty much 3 years, and then you leave. So by the time we came home from Iraq, I was pretty much due to leave again. So I re-enlisted to go to 10th Mountain.
Okay.
So I showed up at the 10th Mountain, and they were on their way out. I was in 3rd Brigade. So they gave me an option. They're like, hey, you got to sign this waiver. We're going to put you in 1st Brigade. So I signed the waiver, and then I got there in January, and we deployed on February 18th.
Oh, fuck, dude.
So then we went to Afghanistan.
Where were you at in Afghanistan?
We were in, I forget the name of the province. Give me a sec.
RC East, RC North, RC
So it's South, Arghandab.
Okay.
And we were out there at this is Gunnagar is the one on the mountain. It's the base on top of the mountain.
Okay. So
then we were there, and we showed up. So I knew we fucked up too, because we showed up and we replaced an infantry company.
Oh fuck.
We're a field artillery battery, so we got half the people they do.
Right.
We showed up. So we got there, and I'm like, hey, so I'm like, tell me about the patrols and this and that. And he's like, yeah, we stopped patrolling because they were a striker brigade. We replaced out of
oh shit.
They were out of Korea, 2nd ID, or maybe it was Washington.
Probably Washington.
Washington. So we replaced them, and they were like, so they had lost like 12 soldiers. So they didn't even really patrol. They just kind of used it as an OP.
Yeah.
And then so like we got there, and we were 3rd Brigade, Sergeant Major Karabala. I don't know if you've heard about the Karabala hair. We had to put the netting on our Kevlars. Yeah. So it was they called us the kindergarten brigade, if that means anything. But so we got there, and dude, we were not ready for that shit, because we got there, and then they're like, yeah, well, we so the Australians had this base in 2006, and it got overran. So like, we took their shit back, and then started out, it was like, yeah, it's kind of slow, and then they were like, hey, if you go out there, you're gonna get fucked with.
Right.
And they weren't lying, because out of we had 84 guys in our battery, and out of the.
Yes. Sorry, my old lady was recording. Go ahead.
You're still married to the same girl, right? No. Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Anyway,
this is wife number 2.
Out of 84 guys, we had 63 Purple Hearts. So
holy shit, y'all were getting
fucked
up then,
we were getting fucked up. So we had guys from Fort Riley, Kansas there too. They got fucked up so bad that they ended up sending that battalion home. So we had to absorb their AO.
Yeah.
So it was at a point where we were mixed into half of my platoon was infantry and half of my platoon was artillery. Like they just mixed us all together because there wasn't enough to go. God. And like my gunner, my 240 gunner, his name is Simile, and David Simile, and he got his 3rd Purple Heart in one tour and they sent him home. So like,
dude,
yeah, we were getting fucking toasted up. Out of my section, there was only one of my guys didn't get wounded at least once. He was the only one who didn't get wounded.
Dude, it's a fucking trip how experience differ, wherever you're at. You could, like, first of all, the deployment to Iraq compared to Afghanistan are 2 different fucking.
Oh, yeah.
Do not
2 different worlds.
Yeah, do not go with the same mentality of Baghdad.
Nope.
To fucking somewhere in Afghanistan.
So I had 2 Iraqs before I got to Afghanistan, and I'm like, okay. I
figured you were ready for it.
Party as much as I thought I was ready to party. It was. So the craziest thing about the Taliban too is I couldn't understand how they always had more ammo than us. Like we would go black and they would still be shooting at us. I'm like, how do they carry so much?
No shit. I mean,
yeah. So we somehow made it through that tour. I got hit by I stepped on an IED, and I spent 3 months in Kandahar at the Wounded Warrior.
Okay. Just
doing like brain tests every day because most of the trauma was on my face. So like it broke my orbital socket, my nose. Damn. And but dude, I mean, the guy next to me was hurt way worse than I was. So it's just one of those things that like there's no rhyme or reason, but the guy next to me, he got chaptered out of the army, like he was done.
Yeah.
And I was probably 3 feet in front of him, and then
fucking dude, it's a trip. Like, I mean, when it's your time to go too, it's your time to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's one thing that shaped me from that first deployment, that for that incident that happened on January 6th, the 3rd ID, that shit.
Yeah, I remember the medic.
Yeah.
Medic got hit with a secondary ID. I remember that day pretty well. I was out there.
Yeah, okay. So because it was
me, Stuck.
Stuck got hit.
Stuck got hit. Yeah, it was our platoon out there that day.
Oh yeah, I was there. I was there with Campos when we pulled out Lopez.
Campos.
So and then after we got hit, they were the 3rd vehicle. They were the vehicle behind me. So we went around and pulled security for them. And then fucking
you were the 2nd vehicle because I was the 4th vehicle.
I was in the 2nd.
Yeah.
Yep. And then fucking dude, that was a fucked up day, man. I was like,
do you remember when we found the fucking camcorder recording still?
I didn't even know about that, dude. I was fucking freaked out because we were taking they told me to go pull security for the bird that had landed, right? And then so I was over there. I mean, this is our first fucking mission. Remember, it was the first time going up the wire.
Dude, do you remember the Jolly Ranchers? I know this was fucked up, but I still think about this to this day. That Staff Sergeant Lopez, he had a bag of Jolly Ranchers, and they were fucking everywhere. Do you remember that?
No. What I remember, dude, what I remember was before we were going out, they were all joking about going up to how it was a regular fucking trip up there, and then fucking the medic was like, "Hot Carls." He said something like that. That's the last thing I remember him saying. And then fucking I remember when we got hit, bro. I remember seeing Sergeant Lopez. There was nothing that could be done. Nothing whatsoever.
Yeah. Dude, his Kevlar was fucking mincemeat, dude. But he was the one that had the bag of Jolly Ranchers. And then when we were out there, so remember, we didn't want the 3rd ID guys to go deal with it because it was their guy. So we went up and dealt with it. Dude, it was like one of those party packs of Jolly Ranchers, like, you know, like those 3-pound bags or whatever.
Mhm.
They were fucking everywhere. And still to this day, I look at Jolly Ranchers with a little bit of sickness in me because, like, I remember seeing them just
What
fucking everywhere.
what I remember the most, and like it stuck with me was the flies.
Yeah.
After he was gone, and we're putting them in the body bag, and we were zipping them up. That's what I remember the most. The cut. You remember the
Mhm.
cut, and then the fly
Yeah.
stuck on them, and then having to put them in the Humvee. That right
It,
there, it
they
I
got,
get a
it
chill
went, it went,
about that shit, man.
it went just under the window too. You remember that? The EFP, it went just under the window.
It,
Like,
dude, what fucked me up? I mean, it tripped me out because when it happened, I heard the douche because I had Lieutenant Sanders Sola next to me, and they were like,
I remember that motherfucker too.
yeah, I remember looking back, bro, and I was like, fuck. I started yelling, IED, 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 like they trained us or whatever.
Mhm.
That's when I saw the Humvee just go over the median and hit ditch. And then the first one with Juarez, and they kicked out Juarez and Holguin. And then we turned around. I couldn't open my fucking Humvee door, dude. 5 and 25 that they taught us, that shit didn't even fucking kick in. Nobody give a fuck about that, dude.
So I ran into Juarez again in the 10th Mountain. He was a smoke.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Fucking it tripped out because I tried to open the fucking Humvee door. I couldn't get it open because my M16 was fucking somehow hidden, and it was finally my LT, Lieutenant Sanders Sola, opened up the door. As he opens up the door, dude, I get out, and that's when their gunner was coming out. I think it was Vasquez or Velasquez.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I remember he was all like in black, like you know, from the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
And what I recall the most was hearing him like crying, right? And the blood just gushing out of his fucking out of ACU.
Yeah.
Fucking and he was like, "Help me!" And they didn't have the IFAC. We did. They didn't, right?
Yeah.
So I grabbed my IFAC, and I remember this fucking clear as day. I'm twisting to tourniquet it. Guess what happens?
Mm-hmm.
The little fucking shit broke.
Yeah.
The little fucking twist.
Them level ones, the first generations were fucking terrible about
It
that.
was, dude. But yeah, that was a fucked up day. Goddamn, I haven't talked about it this deep in a hot minute.
Bro, that was our first day. You remember that was our first mission.
First fucking trip out, dude.
Yeah.
I ran into a fucking PL as I was getting, because I got med boarded out. I ran into the fucking he was the PA there at Carson, and I saw his patch, and I was like, you know, rocket of March, sir, you know, top of the rock. And then because I was in third ID, and and I asked him, hey, what unit were you in? And he's like 176. I'm like 176. What year? And sure enough, Doc Walker was one of his guys, dude.
So I actually ran into another guy. His name is Smoke Niels, Neidls. He was the E5 that was in the first truck.
No shit.
And we sat down talking, and he's like, "Hey, when did you deploy?" And I told him, and I was like, he started talking about this bad day that he had, and I was like, "Brother, I was there." And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, I was fourth ID, buddy. I was there." He was third ID.
Right.
I was like, he's like, that was like our second to last mission. I was like, yeah, you guys were on your way out.
They
like,
were on their way out 3 days later. They were supposed to be flying out, man. Dude, it trips me the fuck out. Like, just thinking about this shit. I remember Smoke Polonese. I didn't even know this man, but his name will always stay with me, Smoke Polonese. Because he kept telling me, get the fucking litter, get the fucking litter. And that's when I turned around to grab the litter, and the secondary went off that killed out Doc. And
dude, that was fucked because I was in the fourth truck. I watched Doc get out of his truck and run towards him.
That's what. Oh my god, dude!
And it was like a pink mist. There was nothing. There was nothing to even go pick up. There was nothing.
Exactly. I don't know how to explain to people. Like, dude, I'm getting the fucking chills here right now. But it trips me out. Fucking the aid bag was left out in the middle of the road. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah,
I was so fucking scared that day, dude. And I loved it. I loved their PL because their PL was like, remember that all the fucking Hajis were up on the fucking overpasses, like clapping and shit like that. Their PL was like, you know what? Light them up, dude. Fucking Keys was the gunner of the Humvee that I was in. he just starts rocking that fucking 240. Da, 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 da. I don't know if I'm even allowed to tell that story, but whatever.
I wouldn't tell that story.
Hey, dude, it was fucking. Their PL was.
In fact, come to think about it, let me see if I can switch this around.
Yeah.
How do I do this?
Well, you switch that around. You know what's fucking crazy?
I got this picture right here. I don't know how well you can see it, but that's Smoke Watley and all them.
Hell yeah.
We Sergeant Campos is right there in the bottom. You see him?
Yep.
And then there's Sergeant Stout over there. Yeah. I keep that one on the wall.
Yeah. Dude, I mean, you never forget your first platoon that you were with.
You sure don't.
I wish there were some motherfuckers I wish I could forget. For example, old fucking rat face fuck Wilson. That piece of shit.
I remember Wilson.
Oh, but yeah.
So I ended up going to when I got sent to Fort Sill, Oklahoma.
Yeah.
So I got there, and then Nathan texted me, and he's like, "Hey, are you in Oklahoma now?" He was out living in Altus.
Who the fuck is Nathan? Oh.
You don't even know his first name. Huh?
I go by last names, brother.
Yeah, me too. But he texted me. He's like, "Hey, I'm out here in fucking Altus." Yeah. He's like, "Come out and see me." So we started hanging out, and then he was in your platoon. So like he was so I knew of him, like you, right. I knew of you, but then again, we were in different platoons.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Hey, come hang out," and then we started hanging out, and then the whole time I was at Oklahoma, I'd just be hanging out with him every weekend.
Dude, same shit happened here. When I went to ALC, well, BNOC 2 back then. Well, no, I just switched over to ALC. I went to that shit, and that's when he told me that he was staying out there. Did I go see him at that time, or I went there during SLC? Well, one of those schools.
Yeah.
But when I went out there, he was like, "Hey, come on down." I'm like, you know what? Fuck it, dude. I went over there, and what I loved, dude, his family.
Yeah, love his family.
Like I was part of the family. You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing, though, too, right? Just like you, I remember you when you were fucking skinny, right?
Yeah.
I remember Dowd when he was just fucking 6 foot tall, sticking bones. Yep. So then when I went to go see him, I saw his beer belly. I was like, God damn, I need to get out of the Army. Like, look at you, bud. Because I remember a 6'2" fucking 150 pound, 160 pound guy.
Yeah. A big old goofball. You know what I mean? A big old tall, slanky goofball.
Yeah.
And then when I saw him, like, God damn.
That beer gets you good.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? That good life, man. He did good for himself, which is awesome.
Yeah.
It's a trip like I when because I have him co-host now on what I call the midweek memo. And like we talk a lot now. We've started talking, we've come into a lot more communication ever since this podcast shit started. Like with a lot of cats, we've been starting to talk with a lot. Like and then after Cruz died, fucking we decided we're gonna just consistently communicate, you know what I mean? And then because we lost Cruz the same year we got back together, you know what I mean? And
I remember that.
Dude, that shit fucked a lot of us up, man. Like, God damn, it still fucks with me to this date. Me and Kowalczyk, we talk, and it's like,
do you remember fucking Quintero?
I was here for his funeral.
Dude, I replaced him in Fort Sill. Like, that was my job. They're like, oh, the guy you're replacing, he had done what he did.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, I deployed with him in 2005. Like, I remember him.
Yeah. Dude, when I asked her, what's the trip is, anybody that knows me and Quintero, we're never the best of fucking friends, dude, ever.
Yeah.
But, if you reached out to me, I'm going to reach out too, because that's still my brother. It's like any other family. You might not be the best of fucking friends, but you're still there for each other. He had hit me up earlier that year, like, hey, man, I need to talk to you. Can I reach out to you? I'm like, yeah, dude, no problem. So he gave me his number. I tried to reach out to him, but he wasn't able to pick up. And then just later on down the road, come to find out what happened, And it's like,
yeah.
Fuck.
So I showed up to Sill, and they're like, hey, and I took over this job, and they're like, hey, the last guy that was here, this was his name, and this is what I'm like, yeah, I know him. Like, it's fucked to come back to someone you knew, you know what I mean, in that situation. But there was there was good that came. Me and Dowden reconnected. We're pretty good friends. In fact, when his son turned 12, funny story about this, right? So I got his son Ruger 1022 for his birthday. It was his 12th birthday. I got him 1,000 rounds, right?
God damn.
So, anyways, so I give it to him for his birthday, right? And Dowden's laughing and I'm smiling. The kid's excited, and his wife is just laser eyesing me like, fuck. And she's a scary woman, like, no doubt. She is legit a scary woman. So I was like, yeah. Dowden's like, yeah. The kid's like, yeah. And she just mean mugging me. And I was like, all right, I'm just going to look at the ground.
Okay, dude. So did you know Duplantier?
I didn't.
Okay, because
Duplantier, it doesn't ring a bell to me. I mean,
no,
you know how you meet, you meet people in the army and you're like, I might know them, or I might know someone of them,
No, because
it doesn't ring a bell.
He knew Quintero from up there from Sill, that's why. So I think y'all probably cross paths, but yeah.
No, it's like a 2-year stop though. That's how Sill is. Like, show up. I was an AIT instructor 2 years, and then I was back to Alaska again.
Damn. Shit, okay. So yeah, you got there then, shit, and you were in Sill from what, in 2015?
Late 2015 to 2017, I left back up to Alaska.
Damn. So you went to Alaska twice?
Twice, yeah. So I got up to Alaska, and then they were like, they were short on E7. So I was like, I just got promoted to E7.
Okay.
So I was like, yeah, I'll go up there and be a smoke, right? So I got up there, and then there was too many E7s. I was like, what the fuck? Wow. So they made me an E7 gunny for like a month, and then one of the E7s left, so they brought me over to Bravo Battery, and they're like, hey, you're gonna be a smoke over here. I was like, okay. So I thought it was gonna be okay, because my first time in Alaska, the guy who was there, his name was Pruitt. He was a staff sergeant. He was a chief. He was a pretty good chief. Mm-hmm. Well, now he'd come back to Alaska. He was first sergeant, right? So he pulled me into his battery, thinking we would get along, right? Needless to say, he's one of them Audie Murphy guys that doesn't deserve to be an Audie Murphy guy. So we didn't really get along at all.
Yeah, I think during our careers, especially you've been in it's got to be at least 16 that you're in now, 17?
16, yeah, 16.
Yeah, so I was only in 10, and I've had my run-in with a fair share of NCOs that it's a trip when you cross over into the NCO realm, how you see how there's motherfuckers that are all about the make sure they cup them balls real good.
Yeah,
so they can get promoted ahead of peers, you know what I mean?
That's what it is.
And then they pass that on down to their Joes. And you know what? Now that we're on this topic, bro, if you don't mind, like I asked this a lot of the guys that have come on here that we surf together with. What have you seen as far as like the NCO structure from when we were Joes to now that you're a senior NCO? Mm-hmm. Like, what kind of changes have you seen in the NCO Corps? Are we even still the backbone?
So do you remember when you were a brand new E5, right? And you were thinking, okay, I got this. My job is to take care of my soldiers. I'm going to fucking do this. You don't even understand. You remember Smoke, and you remember seeing Smoke in his office, and you're like, man, Smoke don't do shit, right? So I felt that way right up until I was a Smoke. And then I was like, God damn, I understand what Smoke was doing now. Like, Smoke is like the linebacker to all the bullshit that's trying to come down to the platoon, right? So he's pretty much the guy you just filter through this bullshit, right? So I think the downfall is when they switch the NCOERs to the new NCOER. I don't know if you're familiar with how it is now, right?
I got written for that.
So it's kind of as if the officers, it's kind of like the OER was for the officers, right?
Okay.
So people chase that number one block, right? So it isn't a matter of like, you can have two great smokes, right? Both of them can be doing shit hot, fucking just getting it, right? Mm-hmm. But there's only room for one number one. So like, someone's going to get a number one and someone's going to get a number two. It doesn't matter how good you do. So give you an example, right? I'm not going to name the other platoon sergeant because he's a great platoon sergeant. I'm not going to down him, right? Me and him together, we worked well together. We fucking crushed it, right? But when it comes time for like certification, right? So out of, there's 18 guns in the 777 battalion, right? Okay. So all three of my platoon's guns were in the top 5. Now it is what it is. You can say whatever, you can add the math however you want to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now it come down to, I ended up going to Norway to be a Arctic instructor, right?
Nice. Okay.
So I got the Arctic tab. I got all this shit. I got my 3 guns are in the top 5 guns of the battalion.
Mm-hmm.
I get this, I got that, I get this. And then between me and him, right? The difference between me and him is he likes to cut them balls. So when it come down to number 1 and number 2, both our NCOERs were good, right? They were real good.
Yeah.
But his was a little bit better.
His got fluffed up because he did some fluffing.
he even told me to my face, he's like, I didn't deserve the number 1, but he's more friendly to the chain of command.
Right.
He's more, you know what I mean? And
good old
he got it. He got it, but he knew he didn't get it.
He didn't.
And he even admitted it to me. Hey, it's because you go against the grain. It's because this and that. You know what I mean?
Because you know what? Look at the NCOs we came up with, though. I think that honestly, the NCOs that we came up with, Alpha Battery 277 FA, I don't give a fuck what anybody says, held the fucking standard of what NCO is supposed to be like. You know,
do you remember Sergeant Hawthorne? Do you remember him? He was a little black guy, 82nd guy.
Oh yeah.
I used to hate this. Now, I think. I used to hate this dude as a soldier. I used to hate him. I'm like, oh, as I grew up and I got promoted to E5, I started thinking, man, that guy was a good fucking NCO. I got promoted to E6. And I was like, dude, that guy was a fucking phenomenal NCO. Right. Got promoted to E7. I'm like, someone else found me. Someone else is like, hey, my smoke's name was Hawthorne. I was like, Isaac Hawthorne? He's like, yeah. I was like, he's a good NCO. But as a soldier, I used to think he was bad. And then as I grew up, I'm like, man, he was between him and Sergeant Martinez, I had great fucking NCOs. And here's the thing too. You remember back in the day, shit was wild, right? Do you remember fucking the shit we used to do? Do you remember? I'm not saying I did it or you did it, but do you remember when like pissing hot for coke was like being late to formation? Like, hey, don't do that again, right? When I sit back and I think of all the times they could have kicked me the fuck out of the Army, and they didn't, I'm like, dude, we had phenomenal NCOs. We did.
Wild. It blows my fucking mind. It used to be the motto was fuck up to move up. You know what I mean? And if that was the case, I'd be fucking close to being Sergeant Major of the Army right now.
God damn.
I had my fucking Article 15. I
had two.
I got mine from drunk on duty.
Field grades.
I didn't go that far. Mine was grade. But I got my GOMAR. I got my letter of concern. Got my divorce. Bro, I was checking the blocks. Bad credit. Yep. I was going to be. But yeah, dude.
Bad credit.
Everything, brother. Was a trip, though, like, you know, nowadays, I think a lot of good NCOs are getting fucking released because of this new way that the Army is structured. Again, I've been out now 5 years.
Yeah.
6 years now I've been out. And I see as I was getting out, as I was coming up, one thing I did not like seeing was the NCO Corps was becoming more me versus.
Well, that's how it is now, dude. But that's what it is, because everyone's looking like, dude, you should see the people I work with now. You should see them. Like, it is like it's a viper pit. That's all it is. Someone trying to get their number 1. They'll do whatever it takes.
Right. And dude,
they don't care about you.
Chiefs used to fight for their soldiers, you know, and fucking Smokes would fight for their chiefs and their platoons. First Sergeants for their fucking batteries. But then as I was going up, I would see motherfuckers just being like, yes, man. Yes, man. Yes, man. And I hate to shit on officers, but I saw it becoming more of an officer-led unit. And I know you can't touch on certain shit like that because being your status, but I'll say it. Officers in an artillery world, they're just there to fucking
stand, check the block and move up.
Pretty much. I mean, because honestly, we can do the job without them.
So. Don't need them. So I'm not going to give you any names, but we were recently, we had to go down to Mississippi and we were assisting the Tennessee National Guard, right? So I'm not 277 was the last time I was heavy because I went 10th Mountain, then Alaska, and then, you know, I've been light ever since, right? So we were having a conversation and the guy's like, oh, he's talking about chronographs, and he's like, oh, you don't need this captain was trying to assert his dominance as I know what I'm talking about. And he's talking about, hey, you don't need chronographs, that's for degraded operations. And we all just kind of stopped and looked at him. And we're like, no, elaborate on that.
Right. Yeah. I'd like to hear what he's talking about on this.
Yeah. And he quickly realized that he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about. So he shut up. But I'm just like, so I'm not even joking. This dude ended up getting an RCOM for like assisting down there, an RCOM. So I've always been a person, right? If you're going to give an award out, you give it to the Joes. Like that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
In the unit I'm in, it's E7, E6. You know what I mean? Is what it is, right?
Right. Right.
But still, you don't stand a fucking captain up there and give him a fucking RCOM for fucking off. Like,
Dude.
you don't do it.
Well, that's why the award system, the awards.
Oh yeah.
I lost a lot of respect for it when I would see fucking S1 getting a goddamn bronze star.
Mm-hmm.
No, meanwhile, I got fucking Joe out here patrolling the streets of fucking Mosul,
Mm-hmm.
and he just gets a fucking RCOM for a deployment. You know? Oh, I'm sorry.
So,
your job was so fucking hard pushing.
yeah. So I had a guy say, he said something to me, a captain said something to me. This was in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Said something to me by the effect of, well, I got a bronze star. And I was like, yeah, you did. And I was like, okay. I was like, well, I got a Purple Heart. How about you? And then he was like, And I was like, yeah. I was like, they might only give me an RCOM, but I was like, Simile was my gunner. I was like, he's got a Purple Heart with 2 fucking Oak Leaf clusters. I was like, you know what that means? Do you know how many that counts? Like, dude, it's fucked.
But you know what? Those metal chasers too, they make motherfuckers get fucking killed, man.
Oh,
you know?
They sure do. Dude, not even that too.
You know what's another? Dude. When did E7s? Well, I mean, it became standard data that is E7 and above was going to get a bronze star, regardless.
So, no, but when I was a platoon sergeant and I deployed, they gave us RCOMs.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. And they gave S1, S2, S3, all of them got bronze stars. And they gave us fucking RCOMs. Mm-hmm.
Good old fucking.
This first sergeant that I was telling you about, First Sergeant Pruitt, he's a sergeant major now, right? So he's probably somewhere ruining somebody's life because he's fucking trash. And I don't even care if this video gets out. Right. He's fucking trash. But so one day I woke up late, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I put a uniform on. I just had my name, U.S. Army, sewn on, right?
Yeah.
And then he's like, hey, how come you ain't got none of your shit on? And I was like, oh, you know what? Fucking just, hey, it is what it is. I woke up, wrong side of the bed, threw this fucking top on. This is what it is.
Right.
Right. And then he's like, you can't do that. Right. So he's one of those guys that like super proud of everything he got. Right. So we go to the military ball and I show up and this fucking first sergeant has got 4 RCOMs and like 5 AAMs. Right. So I came up to him. I was brand new E7. I came up to him. I was like, hey, first sergeant, where's all your RCOMs? He's like, what do you mean? He looked down at himself. I was like, oh, I got 10. I thought you had some. just to fuck with him. Like, he's an Audie Murphy fucking.
Yeah.
He's whatever.
One of those guys.
He's one of those guys.
You know, and I mean, I ran into a lot of NCOs, you know, that I grew up with that they were worth they were worth shit. You know, they were worth what they were worth, you know. But then there was those dick sucking, cock sucking pieces of shit Wilsons that somehow or another made it through the cracks.
The difference is, I don't know if you remember this guy. I can't remember his name. He was an E5, I think, in your platoon, and he was like 6'4" and fucking red hair. Do you know what I'm talking about? Fucking huge dude. Like, he was E5. No.
Was he black?
No, he's a white dude, but he had red hair.
The only guy that I remember being that tall that was white was fucking DeRosa. And I think it was
nope. I remember DeRosa. So I actually got promoted to E7 before DeRosa. But this dude, he was in your platoon. He's fucking huge, dude.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean Minnick?
Minnick, there he is.
Minnick.
I ran into him again in Alaska. And he was looking at me and I was looking at him. He's like, I fucking know you from somewhere. And I was like, dude, I'm like, I feel like I know you too. And he's like, were you in 277? I was like, yeah, I was. He's like, holy shit. He's like, you were a private. And he's a fucking career counselor up there in Alaska now.
Okay. Yeah. I remember he was training room. He was training room. Yeah.
That
I remember. Now, because he worked with Marquez. And
Marquez.
Yeah, dude. And then I think I remember they were trying to get him on the gun line so that he could make so he could get promoted to E6. It's
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like that. So I mean,
yeah.
I remember Minnick now. I remember him.
Mhm.
I thought you were gonna tell me about another piece of shit NCO that I remember, which was Roycroft.
I remember Roycroft too. Fuck, I remember Roycroft. Do you remember the fuck was his name? He was a white dude. He had like blonde hair. Remember his wife used to bring him fucking McDonald's out in the field or some shit. Do you remember what I'm talking about?
No,
Gunnison. It starts with a B.
Borson.
Borson. There you go.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's out. He lives, I think, in Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a young ass dude.
Yeah. He was like 20. He was young.
Yeah.
20 somethings.
Dude, fuck it. It was a trip, man. You know what?
Mm-hmm.
Now that we're on this topic that you went from mechanized to fucking Toad,
Yeah.
how did you find that transition? Like, I'll tell you my example while you're frozen. There you go. So here's my example. I was a staff sergeant, and I went from mechanized because I went from Carson. I'm sorry, I went from Hood to Korea to Stewart to Carson, and so the Korea, Hood, and Stewart were all mechanized.
Yeah.
And then when I was going to Carson, it said going to 4th Brigade 277. I'm like, hell yeah.
Oh, I'm already a 277 guy. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. I'm going back to 277 where it started. They're mechanized. I'm fucking golden. I'm gonna go be a gunny there. I had it all in my fucking head, bro.
119er?
Dude, I started looking up the Facebook page. I got there. It was 119ers, bro. And I'm looking like, fuck me running, bro. It tripped me. It blew my fucking mind. Well, at least you got it when you weren't an NCO yet, right?
No. I was a young E4. Yeah.
So I get there as a staff sergeant. I'm having an E4 teach me shit about the motherfucking gun, dude.
Bro, so I showed up to Alaska and it was Trip 7 unit, right?
Okay.
So I showed up to Alaska and they're like, hey, what do you know? I'm like, basic artillery shit. Like, I don't know nothing, right? And I knew I was fucked up because they're like, all right, gunner's test is going on. So I'm like, okay, right? And I go to the gunner's test and I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Because light does it a different way, right? So I see these E2s, E3s going up, fucking maxing it out, and I'm like, ah shit. So I pull the E4 to the side, and I'm like, dude, like I'm not good with this. I'm like, I was a driver, then we deployed, then I came home, and now I'm here. Like, help me out.
Yeah.
So they fucking, dude, it was a rough transition too, because then like, fucking trip for like pallet, and you just pull up, put that shit in park, fucking throw a collimator out, fucking good to go, right?
Right.
They're like, hey, you got to dig a fucking 4-foot fucking fighting position. You got to fucking do this. You got to put the net up. I'm like, oh shit, I don't know what the fuck's going on.
That fucking net, man.
Dude, bro.
Every time that we fucking finished putting up the net, it seemed like it was like march order.
March order. Yep, that's how it goes. Anyways, so this is the worst part too. So I did a year of that, then we deployed, then I did another year, and then I went to the 10th Mountain, right?
Right.
So I went to the 10th Mountain, 119ers, thinking, oh, I fucking got this shit. Like, I know, dude, bro, I could not have been more wrong. So I knew I was fucked up too, right? Because I showed up. It was probably like the third day I was there. Okay. They're like, hey, we're going to the range. I was like, okay. So I show up, rucksack, all that shit, draw my weapon out. I'm like, okay, where are the trucks? And the dude looked at me all crazy. He's like, trucks. I was like, he's like, no, we don't do that here. I'm like, how do y'all get to the range? And he went like this. And I was like, I was like, oof. So anyways, the 10 Mountain was the first place they're like, it's an 8-mile ruck out to the range, right? Ooh. Yeah, no. And then you spend the night because you do your night shoot too. And then you ruck back the next day. And I was like, I realized at that point that I had fucked up going to the 10th Mountain. So I was like, oh shit. And then everything we did too, like, so the 119er too, fucking hop in, set that net up, fucking get your trucks ready. Oh, march orders, fucking dig firing positions, go. And then, so after you live that life, so now I'm ACRC, right? We just went down and we did the Tennessee National Guard and they're Paladin.
Yeah.
So I was like, it's a different world too, because they're just like, oh, let me get someone in the hatch, fucking blah, blah, blah. Like, dude, I'm like, oh, no aiming circles, no fucking, no this, no that, just fucking, just running it.
I was fucking lost in the sauce.
Yeah.
because I got there immediately as we get there, we're gonna go do RTAP.
Mhm.
Fuck. And I'm telling you, I give this as my example every fucking time. I had never seen these things in my life. All I know is we out there, we occupied. It was snowing, and I noticed these fucking things that have numbers on them around the gun. And I see a 3200. I see, you know, and I'm like, why is 3200 over here, but the tube is pointed over here? Isn't the tube supposed to be 3200? You know what I'm saying? And I'm asking one of the chiefs, like, I was like, hey, Christian, it's 3200. If the tube is at 3200, why is this marker here saying 3200? He wasn't very good at explaining shit, but eventually I caught on, and eventually obviously I learned azimuth markers. I didn't know that these things fucking existed up until I got there. You know what I mean? Because like you said, on the Paladin, push a button, you know. But I tell you,
lay low, lay.
Yeah, I'll tell you what though, the fucking 119er will make you a fucking artilleryman.
It will teach you how to fucking artillery. Yep.
Fucking
dude. So I remember going up for Big 3 certification. Like the first time 777 guy, I'm like, yeah, okay. It was like beep, and I was seeing some of the times these guys were getting, and I was like, ooh, shit, I need to do some more practice. Like these dudes are fucking quick. Like them light dudes.
Once I got expert one time on the motherfucking gunner's test, bro. And I kept that little fucking tab. I still got that, dude. It's fucking awesome. I think that it's a different world. If you notice that, you know, the light folks are more fit, you know.
Oh, absolutely, dude. I got to the 10th Mountain, and they were like, hey, so they had these they got air assault school there too, where they have these like fucking 40-foot you know, ropes and whatnot. So we would do PT every morning, and so before PT you had to climb up and down the rope, right? And then you would go do your PT, whatever it was, running, muscle failure, whatever. But to end PT, you had to climb the rope up and down again.
God damn.
So I'm like, it got to the point, like, I had never been in better shape than I was in the 10th Mountain. Like, I was running 13 minutes. I was fucking like, yeah, like I'd never been in better shape.
That's fucking awesome. Dude, I'm telling you, that's one of the greatest experience I had was being light. Because the best experience I had was air assaulting. Getting that shit up, bro. I fucking
love that shit.
Dude, when you find out that the Chinook is being flown by a motherfucking National Guard who's just trying to get his hours, that makes your ass pucker, bro. Because you see that bird right there, you're looking at like, oh, please don't fucking smash me. Please don't fucking smash me.
I'll give you one better. Have you ever done one at -30? Because I have.
Woohoo, nah, chief. You keep that shit.
So the rotor wash like is enough to make you cry at -30. Like there's no amount of anything you can put on you that's gonna stop that. Like,
dude, that's fucking
crazy. Here's the thing too, you ain't digging in spades when it's -30, right? So that as a gunny, I was a young gunny. I was like, we couldn't dig spades in. We brought these blowtorch things that could try to like get the ground, you know, soft enough for us to dig. Didn't happen. So it came to the point I was like, hey, the DFCS is up. We're going to send it wherever it flies. It's going to correct, and we're going to send the next one. and it did. So this gun was like scooting back 6 feet, shooting again, scooting back 6 feet, shooting again, scooting back 6 feet.
Displacement every time.
Bro, there is no displacement because it literally slides feet back. Like,
damn.
You're just, if it wasn't for that computer, there's no way you would keep on shooting. You know what I mean? Sure. So like, yeah.
Dude, I another thing that I did like about fucking on light was it made you feel like an artilleryman. It really did.
Oh, absolutely.
You were occupying at nighttime, and you know, you have to learn how to cheat and hold that hand mic down so nobody else calls fucking anything before you do.
And you got fucking red fucking chem lights on the fucking aiming circle, fucking green on the safety circle. Yeah, I know all about it.
The best is like having the relays. I love having the relays in between, calling the deflections back and forth. That made me feel like a real fucking artilleryman. I'm not gonna take shit away from the Cadillac. The Cadillac was smooth,
bro. So here's the thing: I got to the 777 too. The 119er, it's too easy. Like you got a 30-pound round, you fucking send down rate. It is what it is.
Right.
A fucking 777 will break you the fuck off. Like it'll hurt you.
I never got to fuck with that one. The one that I did want to fuck with though, that I never had the opportunity, was the 1908.
Mm.
That bitch.
Yeah, we're a little young. We're a little young for that, but the 777, bro. I got some videos of us fucking sending charge 5 downrange. Fucking just, I'm talking. It's dug in. We got fucking 200 pounds of sandbags on top of it, and it still sends them bitches flying. Like,
damn.
Yeah.
Dude, I tripped out. I saw this one fucking video. I put it on the podcast Facebook page. Of like, there's these jarheads, and the fucking there's this big ass jarhead that's doing the ramming on the 777 by himself. He's ramming shit and boom, by himself. Like, god damn.
I had a guy named Bolschmitter, and he was a big fucking dude, and he ran by himself too. But I'm talking, this is like a corn-fed fucking 300-pound fucking
Yep.
When you get one of them, you got to use them.
Yeah, it's basically like a Becerra that's like 6 feet tall though.
Dude, so speaking of Becerra, do you know the thing that tripped me out most about Becerra? That dude was chubby. He was chubby as fuck, right? He could run. He could outrun me, and he was a chubby dude. That dude could run,
dude.
Like, blew my mind.
Moya, another
Moya. I remember Moya too.
That motherfucker could run, and he was a little fat fuck. I know you're listening to his Moya. That motherfucker could run, dude, and it pissed me off.
What's Moya doing nowadays?
He lives out in Vegas and shit. He works out there in the casinos. He's doing good, man. Living out there with his moms and his kid, and fucking taking care of her. And he comes to visit me here every once in a while. He was just here last year. Like, I still keep in contact with a lot of cats. You know.
So I go to Vegas normally twice a year to watch the Golden Knights play.
Okay.
Meet me down in Vegas.
Fucking Golden Knights.
Dude, bro. Golden Knights. So here's the deal, right? Is I got into hockey. Listen. I got into hockey late, right?
Me too.
So I told myself that the next team that comes, I'm going to be on board.
Okay.
And it was the Vegas Knights. So I was like, I'm not a bandwagon guy. I'm not whatever. They're brand new team. And I was like, hey, and now the Krakens are coming out next year. So that'll be the next name one. But Seattle Krakens.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, yeah. Same division as Golden Knights. Anyways, too. So I gotten home from Iraq, and I bought tickets for me and my boys and my girlfriend to fly down to Vegas and go to the Golden Knights game on my birthday. But then that's when COVID kicked off, and they were fucking like, so they canceled everything.
Dude.
So now I got fucking $3,000 in fucking airline miles that I can use whenever. So hey, let me know when you want to meet in Vegas. I'm down.
Or you could just come to San Antonio, man. Come hang out over here.
Yeah, I've been to San Antonio time.
Huh?
I've been to San Antonio a time or two.
Down here, bro. Dude, I'm telling you, after I got out, there was no way I was gonna go to Cali. You know?
So do you know what I miss most about Texas is that what's that beer called? Shinerbach.
Shinerbach is good.
Oh, dude, do you remember when they used to give you if you go down the Riverwalk, they had the 24-ounce cups? It was like $2 or $3 back in the day. Like, it was cheap.
That ain't gonna happen now, Chief.
I know, not now, but I'm saying, like, it was cheap.
Dude, I was a poor motherfucker. I drank motherfucking PBR when PBR was still cheap. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now when
it's fancy shit now.
No, dude, now when I used to drink like what the fuck was it called? Lone Star.
That is rough. Drinking Lone Star, bro. That is rough. Yeah,
it's good though, man. So let's see what else, dude. I know this is gonna sound a little bit racial, not racist, but racial.
Okay.
Did you notice that in the mechanized units there was a different demographic?
Absolutely.
Light units?
Absolutely. Oh yeah.
You know,
dude, you're not. I see. I've thought about this too, because like, do you remember you were in Fort Hood with me, right? Like. It was a very, very diverse place, right? I go to the 10th Mountain, and there's like 2 black guys, 2.
Right.
So I don't know if it's like because of the cold or like I don't know. But
right.
Even up in Alaska, you get up to Alaska. I'm talking Alaska is like it is an experience because you get up there like I'd never felt negative 30, 40, 50 before in my life. So I was like, but you get up there and you're like, the demographics are very skewed. Like, I think it's like maybe your personal choice, you know, they're like, hey, where do you want to go?
Yeah.
Because they were like,
when
I remember coming out of Texas, they were like, hey, where do you want to go? I was like, Alaska. They're like, oh shit, we'll give you $20,000. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
And that's how I got there. Like,
And then you get, well, dude, one of my old Joes, he was out there, old fucking Adams. He's getting out right now too. I don't know if he was in Wainwright or Rich. I think he's probably Wainwright. Anyways,
is white dude?
yeah, Steven Adams,
Well, no, I don't know.
tall white boy. He was from Korea, then went to Alaska, I think. I'm not sure.
No,
Yeah.
not ringing a bell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Small. Look, artillery is a small motherfucking world. It's like they said
sure is.
Lopez. Oh, was
That's
it?
bro. I couldn't even tell you how many times you're like, hey, Lopez? I'm like, dude, I know 30 Lopez's.
Right?
Like, which one are you talking about?
Dude, now let's say it was like a specific unit, like 277 or in 19. That.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, it's a fucking. I miss the military, bro. How much are you doing? All 20 or planning on going further?
Yeah. So I got 3.5 years left, and I'm fucking done. So
done. Even if they offer you that fucking that dime.
bro, here's the deal, right? So they do OML numbers now, right? So it's not
Right.
like it used to be. So they do OML numbers, and the only thing I don't like about it is they combine the Fisters, the Juliets, they combine everyone together.
Oh.
So for me, out of my thing, there was 1,600 people, right? So you're competing against the Mikes, the Juliets, the Bravos, everyone, right? So I didn't get a bad number. My number was around 400 out of 1,600. So I'm definitely in like the top 30%.
Right.
But even then, you're still looking at like, I wish they didn't combine the Juliets, the Mikes, because you know what I mean? Like we're fighting. No, I got it. We're going into the Zulu category and we're fighting for, but it gets to the point of like,
yeah,
it really comes down to. So what I noticed is that all my friends and all of my people that I know that got really high numbers, they had first sergeant time.
Oh.
So like when it comes down to like this dude's number 82, he's got 1.5 years of first sergeant time. I'm like, okay, I don't have first sergeant time yet, so I can't really compete with that.
I think that I heard Reen picked up for 8.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, and that's a trip. I mean, cause shit, we were all in it.
Yeah, he was fast tracking already though.
Yeah.
Like he was pretty. I had some stumbles along the way. I got some field grade Article 15s. It is what it is. Yeah. We all been there.
It makes you a better man. Hey, speaking of which, quick question. Were you involved in the trunk incident?
No, that was Hubbard.
So it was Hubbard. Who else was involved?
Hubbard. It was Hubbard, Reese, and what's that little? Do you remember that little kid? He had like the boxy jaw. He was short. He used to hang out with Hubbard. Walker. Yeah, that was him.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was. I was confused.
No, I was
Walker.
I wasn't involved in that one.
Okay. First Sergeant Major Brenton, now retired. He brings that up quite a few times.
So. Yeah. He was a good guy. Come to think of it too, he was a pretty good first sergeant.
Dude, he set the standard for me of like what I expected of first sergeants, you know what I'm saying? And again, I go back, I always go back to the NCOs that we came up with, because to me, that's what set the standards. And I never ran into NCOs like that ever again, And then even when I became one, I emulated it. And
so I'm going to contradict you too, is because this is the craziest thing about it, right? So I got to the 10th Mountain, I was E6, right? And my gunnery sergeant, he was also E6, but he's promotable, right? And his name is Strickland. And this dude taught me literally like 90% of what I know now. Because I got there and he's like, hey, and he was cool about it too. He's like, hey, you're an E6, I'm an E6, right?
Right.
Then he's like, I see that you're kind of slacking. Let me bring you up to speed, right? He was so fucking cool about it. So out of all the Audie Murphy guys I've ever met, he was the only one I'll ever say that fucking deserved his shit. This dude was fucking phenomenal. And then me and him got promoted the same month too.
Nice, dude.
So I was like, but this dude, how much this dude gave me being the same rank, he's like, hey, so when I got there, these other dudes were like putting me to shame with the big 3 testing and whatnot, right?
Right.
He's like, let me take you out in the field right here. I'm going to get you right. So probably 2 weeks later, I'm fucking crushing it. Like, and then he's like, hey, let's talk about this. Let's do this. Right. And I'm like, he's the same rank as me.
Yeah.
So I was like, still, when I look back too, I feel kind of ashamed that we got promoted together because he was so much above me, fucking leadership level. Right. And still to this day, I look back and I'm like, what would this dude do? Because like this dude was just fucking same rank as me, but I'm like, he's a phenomenal dude.
And that's awesome. I mean, those are few and far between, at least from when I was coming up. I mean, don't get me wrong, there were some great dudes out there. As a staff sergeant, it was myself, Medina, Cabrales, fucking, and they're not just all Hispanic names. You know what I'm saying? There were some others.
Medina, what's Medina? What's his job?
He's actually going ACRC up. He's right now in Hood. His first name's Carlos. We were together in 277. Before that, he was out there in 2ID in fucking
Oh, I know your Medina. He was at 178 with me. He's a second ID patch.
178? No, I don't.
He wasn't at Fort Sill?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, he was at 2ID, and then he went to 277. Then he went recruiting, and then he came back off recruiting and went to.
See, again, like with the Lopez's, I know so many goddamn Medinas.
Yeah, dude, Medina's is like up there with the Smiths. You know what I mean? Like, Smith? Yeah, you're gonna have to define that a little bit more. But I guarantee you, one last name you probably remember: 277, Sergeant Woods. You remember that name?
Sergeant Woods. What do you look like?
Mildly retarded black man.
Oh yeah, I know. Do you remember Sergeant Nichols? Bro, do you remember him?
Yes.
Anyways, so,
yeah, he was a good guy, man.
Listen. I'm gonna. Fuck. What was it? Alchemia? Do you remember Alchemia? Is that a right name? It was that long one that convoy used to do. That was like 4 or 5 hours out in Tampa.
Oh, that's going to. You're talking about the one where you have to take Tampa and then Jackson.
Yeah.
Alhilla.
There you go. I'm sorry, I got the names fucked up. It's been so many years. Hey, so I remember that there was an IED, right? And so we all got out and we were pulling security, and then mortars started coming in. And Sergeant Nichols dropped his M16 and went under the Humvee. And I remember Smoke Watley coming up. So he was the only one that got under the Humvee, right? And I remember Smoke Watley coming up and saying, hey, whose fucking gun is that? And we're like, hey, it's Sergeant Nichols. And he's like, where the fuck is Sergeant Nichols? And we're like, he's under the Humvee. It's like, it was wild, dude. It was wild.
Dude, what that reminds me of is, I don't know if you were out there for that day that we were all by the Connexus on Union 3. And out in the distance, there was like a boom. And then suddenly that rocket just, dude, everybody scattered like fucking roaches.
Yeah, I remember.
Everybody.
The one that hit the Australian side, right?
Did it hit? I don't even know.
I think it hit the Australian side. It was the super close one.
And dude, all I know is that we all fucking just scattered like water bugs, bro. It was nighttime. It was fucking good times, man. Dude.
Yeah.
But I like some people, they came through the cracks, and I just wonder how the fuck that happened. But I mean, for the most part, I would say that a very high percentage of our NCOs were great NCOs and made what they made. And I just hope that the Army I hope it reverts back to the way it used to be. Because right now I saw this goddamn, and I know you can't talk about this, but I'm going to talk about it. I saw this motherfucking YouTube video of, I had 2 moms, and then I graduated from college, and then I joined the Army, and now I protested and this and that and this, and now I'm a whatever. It's like a fucking Army ad, bro.
Yeah, I've heard stories about this.
Oh God, one of our friends, Kowalczyk, sent it to me like, hey man, I hope you're having a great day. Here's this to ruin it. And he sent it to me. I'm like, what in the fuck is this? That's the new Army ad. Meanwhile, one of my old soldiers like, have you seen this shit? And he sends me the one with the Russians. And I'm like, we're fucked. Dude, we're fucked.
I don't think we're fucked, right? Because if you think about this, right, every single generation talks shit about the previous generation. It just is what it is. So they were like, oh, so I tell people this, right? We have the largest standing free army in the world, right? We're an all volunteer army. There's no other army as big as us that's volunteer, right? Let's say that we got into a conflict with a major power and 1.5 million soldiers were lost, right? Do you honestly believe that another 1.5 million wouldn't step up? I believe they would.
Well, I think that the issue with our all volunteer army is the army should be available to everybody, but the army isn't for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, there's some people that it's become more of a social fucking experiment versus being military, where our focus should be death, killing, destruction versus let's do these political things to see what happens.
Let's
Now,
take you.
I've been out for 6 years, so I don't know, but
let's take you back to when you joined and when I joined, right? Did you know exactly what the fuck you were getting into? Because I didn't. I mean, I watched videos and I had my ideas, but then 7 months later, we were walking around Baghdad, and I was like, I have no fucking idea what I'm doing, right?
I wanted to go to Iraq. Like,
oh no shit, I did too. But like, did I think that I was gonna be marching around? Like, did I think that I did not?
Right. Okay, I get that, but you still did it, you know?
Right.
And but here's the issue. Then you have motherfuckers like, I don't know if you remember this name. He was here from Beaumont, Texas.
No, hang on. I remember this motherfucker. What was his name? Fremont. Yes. Freeman. Yeah, I remember that motherfucker.
You get motherfuckers like that in the army. All right.
So let me tell you a story about Weiss though, right? Remember how fucking big ass Weiss pointing the laser dot at the special forces guys? Fucking retarded, right? That dude in combat was probably the most effective dude you could find. I remember right before we got shot at, he said, "Hey, Smoke, there's people on the roof." He's like, and they're moving kind of weird. This is the middle of the night. No one else saw that shit. And then sure as shit, we started getting lit up. Right? He's like an idiot savant. So like
fucking Rain Man.
fucking Rain Man, right? But here's the thing, right? When it came time to count on him, I knew I could fucking count on him because he's idiot savant. Like,
and I get that. You get your Forrest Gump, there, man. I got
Freeman. Do you remember Freeman showed up? He showed up to formation one day. I remember first sergeant was mad about something, and he showed up with 2 different kind of fucking boots on. Do you remember that shit? Yes. He showed up with one tan one and one black one.
Bro, we've discussed Freeman so many times on this podcast. He's the running joke of this pod. Him and Wilson. Freeman more. Yeah. Like, I think if Freeman ever hears this, he's gonna go after Kowalczyk first because Kowalczyk fucking shits on him. But yes, because Freeman's the only idiot who fucking decided to go AWOL while living on post, and then when he shows up late to work one day, I was stuck at the gate. That's why I couldn't make it on time. Like, Freeman, you live on post. How were you stuck at the gate? But yes, we always talk about the 2 boots, bro. 2 fucking boots. Oh my god!
I remember that day,
dude. We remember the free bots. He was supposed to make free bots.
What the fucking free bots? Oh, do I even want to know?
No. Let's just say they were robots that were supposed to be taking the future of our jobs. It was fucking special. He was special. Okay. But again, it's great to have a free army, and I love having a free army because I'm a big believer in that. You know, the military should be for those that want to do it. You know?
Yeah. Absolutely. When you think about China and when you think about Russia, they don't have armies like we do. As much as anyone wants to say they do, when you add conscripts into the mix, they're not going to fight as well as free men. It's not going to happen.
For those of us that don't know what conscripts mean,
conscripts are like, you know, Israel does you have to be a soldier.
Oh, right? Okay.
So a conscript means that you're a soldier, but you're forced to be a soldier.
Okay, so
you still might get paid, but you don't have a choice.
You couldn't just say mandatory or obligation.
Mandatory, but like Russia does, like Russia. So China will claim we have 1.5 million soldiers, right? But in reality, they only have 450,000 plus conscripts. You know, so conscripts are not going to fight as well as free men. They never will.
It's like Korea, how you have to do your fucking 2 years. Here's the thing about America. I'm gonna just throw this out there. Who's really gonna invade us? There's 2 oceans between us.
Not even that. Let's talk about this too. So I haven't talked to you in 15 years, right? How many guns do you have in your house?
I can neither confirm nor deny how many are in my home, if
So
I have any.
I, I'm gonna say the same, right? Is you
Let's
can
say
just
people can
you can
fuck
use
around
your
and find
imagine
out.
you can use your imagination, right? But
Right.
that's why no one will invade America, right? Because in my house alone, I could arm a platoon. You
Well,
know what I mean? Like,
right. Well, not only that, bro, but again, let's be real. We
mhm.
have two fucking giant oceans between us. I mean, who's gonna invade us?
Nobody,
Canada? Canada's gonna come down? With
nobody.
what?
At
Mexico?
the end of the day, like I said, though, right? So you're in Texas, so I have zero doubt that not only you and all your neighbors and all their neighbors,
Right.
you like who willingly would put themselves in that situation? Nobody.
Nobody. They wouldn't be stupid enough to do so.
Mm-mm.
But
I got some fucking sweet shit too. Like I'm sure you do too, living in Texas. But I mean, I got some shit.
dude, I love Texas. In Texas,
Yeah.
it's mandatory. You have to have a weapon, a truck,
Mm-hmm.
some shit kicker boots, which
Mm-hmm.
I can confirm that I have the boots. I can't.
Well, you can just ask Dowden. You can ask Dowden about what I got going on.
I'll
I got some
definitely
shit going on.
dude. Fucking So, what are your plans when you get out?
So I've been thinking about this. I'm in school right now, so I've been doing. Pretty much why I took this post is because there's all this time to do college, and
Right.
that's what I've been hammering college. And right now, my girlfriend, she's finishing her master's, so like we came here to do college. So I'll be done with my bachelor's by the time I'm out, and I'm getting a bachelor's in social work. So I'm gonna just transition into seeing if I can't take I don't necessarily want to do on the front social work, but maybe like in an office or somewhere, like a case manager. I've been looking into being a VA advocate.
Okay.
So,
Dude, I'll just tell you this much because it sounds like you had most of your time on the gun line. So
yo, I'm
I,
done with the gun.
I don't
Yeah.
hear any time in like the S shops or any battalion
No,
staff type.
I'm not doing any of that shit.
Well, what I'm saying is, when you go from being in that realm and then being stuck in an office job,
Mhm.
it, it
Oh, I have no doubt. I have no doubt.
it's gonna be
But
it's an eye opener. I'll say that.
so like I just left my platoon in Alaska and I came here and I have zero soldiers. So you go from being smoke to being fucking whoever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's a big adjustment, but I think this is a good stepping stone to get out of the
Good way to
army.
transition.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what's up. I mean, at least you have a plan. It's funny. One of my boys, my boy Urena, he
Mm.
fucking he's getting ready to start. He's got his mind frame for transitioning out, and he's doing the same thing you are. School. And if
Mhm.
one thing that he says he would wish that he had done when he was a younger Joe was schooling.
Mm.
It,
Yeah. So if I tell all my soldiers now, I'm like, dude, you would not believe the amount of time I sat around just drinking and bullshitting in a barracks in Texas when I should have been fucking clacking on them keyboards.
right.
Because like when you get into college and you realize, hey, it's really not that hard. You just got to put some effort into it.
Right.
Then I'm like, all them years that I made up excuses of why not to. Now I'm fucking 35 years old, going back. I'm in classes with fucking 18-year-olds. You know what I mean? Like it is what it is.
You're 35
But
years old.
I'm 35 years old. Yep.
God, I wish I was 35 again. I'm
Mm-hmm.
43, Chief.
Ooh,
I just
you
look
don't look
good.
it though. You don't look it. I'll give you that.
Thank you. I mean, thank you. I try. I try to look healthy and look fit, but or look good.
Now,
But
on
yeah,
the other hand, Dowden looks old as fuck. Have you seen Dowden?
have you seen that hairline?
That hair's gone. And since he was supposed to be on here tonight, I hope he watches this and hears me trash his fucking hairline.
Oh, he will. He's gonna watch this. He said he's gonna, and I'm sure he's gonna save it. Well, actually, if I know him, he'll listen to it tomorrow because I'll be dropping this shit tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Dude. Another thing that if I can go back, like if before we dip out, I want to go ahead and ask you, like, have you in your time in the military, have you faced any difficulties where, I mean, we've talked about some of the situations we've been through. Have those come to haunt you in any way at all? And have you taken any measures for it? And if not, cool. And if you don't want to share, that's cool as well.
So, like, I have nerve damage in my face, right? So, like, if I get super stressed out, my face, it's not even. Sometimes it happens. I can't control it.
Right.
My eye will flutter. My cheeks will tense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like sometimes when it happens, I'm like, can someone notice that this is happening to me?
Right.
So I like a little self conscious about that. Like, but no doubt that some of them, I, I don't think that like I've been in situations where the guy next to me has had a rougher time than dealing with it than me. I don't know if it's how I grew up, or I don't know. Like to me, war was it was always very black and white. Like what happened. I'm alive, and we move on. You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's been some incidents. I was on a patrol with we sister partnered with an MP unit, and a sniper had taken a shot and then killed one of their guys, and he had just slumped over. And I was very matter of fact, like that. I'm not a doctor. I can't pronounce someone dead, but I can tell you when someone looks dead. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
And their soldiers were having a tougher time dealing with it because they knew them and I did not. You know what I mean? So I'm like, when I think back to this too, I think to me it was very matter of the fact. To them, it was very not so much.
It was more intimate, more personal.
Yeah.
The only thing that I would say, and this is just on my experiences, when I got out, a lot of shit starts coming to play because we have more time to think about shit. Like right now, you keep yourself busy. You know what I'm saying? You've got things that are going on.
Driving is probably the worst for me. Driving. When I see something, I will instantly I can't help it. I like it, and it happens like when I'm listening to music and I'm not really in the zone, and I'll look down and see something and I'll just jerk away from it because in my mind it's like IED. Like
for me, it's that when I drive and overpasses, because they ingrained that shit in our head. So when I see people walking on overpasses, I don't know what. I've been out for fucking 6 years, bro. What I'm saying is that try to keep your mind busy, because I'm telling you, when it slows down, the idle mind is the devil's playground, bro. And that's
I'm sure.
Fuck with us. And do not take any pill that they give you. They put me on some fucking shit. I wish I would have never taken it, bro. Never.
So I deal with shit right now. I go into the doctors and they try to tell me how I'm not hurt. I'm like, oh, they're like, oh yeah, well that's normal. Oh, your knees, you have no cartilage in them. That's normal. I'm like, I don't think that's normal,
dude.
So you deal with Army doctors and they just give you excuses of why you don't deserve any compensation. Like it's not even like, hey, they look at my knees and they're like, oh shit, your knees are fucked. Oh, you got bulging disc in your back, but that's normal. I'm like, that's not fucking normal.
It's not normal. No. How much pain is normal? No pain. It should.
No pain is fucking normal, right?
Dude. When you're getting out, just remember these words: range of motion. All right. Just keep that one in mind.
Oh,
but dude,
bro, I got a whole my files like that fucking thick. When it comes time, it comes time.
And you know what? It's earned. It's earned.
It's earned.
It's not like it's something like these fucking shitbag pieces of motherfucking shit that go out there and clog up the goddamn. I'm gonna get started on an event. I'm not gonna go there. I've seen too many of them at the VA out here that are just fucking taking advantage of the system. That I'm not gonna start. That'll extend this thing. But brother, it's been a pleasure having you on here, man.
Yep.
You got any knowledge that you want to kick to any of the young cats that might want to watch this? What would you leave some words for them?
Knowledge to the young cats who want to come in. I don't know. Don't go airborne. Don't volunteer. And go to the doctor when you need to go to the doctor. Don't play no tough guy. Just, hey, when you're hurt, go announce that you're hurt. Playing tough guy doesn't get you anywhere.
Facts. You end up with a fucked up back, some bad knees. Yeah, you might get called Sandy Vagina, but you know you. You know what I'm saying? If you know you're being a little bitch about it, then that's being a little bitch. But if you're hurt legitimately, go get that taken care of.
Yeah.
If you stub your motherfucking pinky toe, you get that shit annotated. All right.
And
you know, to all the privates out there, get your education and fucking
Go to
put money on
fucking
the
college.
TSP.
Mhm.
I wish I would have done that. Why didn't I do it? Why didn't I put money on the TSP?
$4,000 a year they give you to go to college for free. Just fucking go to college. It's easy. Do it.
Dude, they don't even have to use their GI Bill, right?
I signed mine over to my kids, so I've never used my GI Bill.
Yeah.
Never.
You got tuition assistance, right?
All TA.
Goddamn. Brother, I appreciate you being on here, man. It's been great. Go ahead. You got something?
No, I'm just anytime you need me to come back, I'll come back.
Dude, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
And then
you know what?
Next time,
go ahead.
Next time, let's get Dowden in here and we'll just fucking trash on his fucking hairline.
Oh,
he wants to skip out on us.
His non-existent hairline. So since we got you here on the gun line, we're gonna go ahead and ask you one quick gun line question.
Okay.
All right. If a guy could suck his dick and he does it, is he gay?
I would say no. It's your body.
What if he nuts in it?
I mean,
so in other words, if you could suck your own dick, would you do it? We'll leave that for when the Dowden comes back on.
Okay.
We'll leave the answer for that. Because, ladies and gentlemen, that's what gunline conversations generally go by. If you could suck your dick, would do it. You know. So, anyways, man, thanks a lot, Stout, for being here, bro, and shoot shit with us. It's really been a pleasure. And catching up with you. Congratulations on making that 7 list, man. You worked really hard to get to everything you got. And brother, it's awesome to catch up with you.
Right. I'll come back anytime.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to that shit. So
all right.
Said everybody, rounds complete, end the mission, gunline out. Bye, motherfuckers.